Well, dear friends, we are understanding the story The Gardener by B. Lankesh. This is lecture number 3 on the topic The Gardener. In first class, I narrated the outline summary of the story. In second class, I have begun the story and I explained that as I said you in the first class, in the second class also, this story all of a sudden P. Lankesh got in his flash, so that as it is he is keeping or he kept it before the readers. What happened here is there are two major characters, Basavaya and Tammanna. So the story has begun that this old man, who is the narrator of the story, the old man, is narrating the story about Basavaya and Tammanna, how both of them were before competitors and later their competition has been turned into a rivalry. Whereas the old man entered into the garden and after walking hundreds of miles he reached to Chennarayapattana, a taluka place in Hassan. There exactly the owner of the garden was also expecting the same person like the old man. After the arrival of old man, what happened? The wealth, the property, the plantation of the owner has been increased beyond the imagination, and at the same time what happened? Their life was also, the life of the owner was also slipping out of the hand. That was not they were not having control on their life. So here, when the old man understood the plight, the difficulties, the problems of the wife of the owner, and both of them were sitting on the embankment of the well, and he started narrating the story about Basavaya and Tammanna. So here, as we have understood in last class that Tammanna had 10 acres of wetland and a beautiful house to live, and he had his own followers to follow him. So listen his words, and that he had, apart from his house, wealth, among all those things he had another one is that his rivalry, his name was Basavaya. So Basavaya and Tammanna were both now rivalries. If Tammanna bought 4 more acres of adjacent to his field and Basavaya used to follow the same. If Tammanna had 10 acres, if Tammanna had 10 friends to follow, admirers to follow, Basavaya have 15 admirers to follow him. And at the end what happened? There was not an acre of land left without buying. All the land in that village either belonged to Basavaya or Tammanna. Now at the end of the class we came to know that Basavaya owned 800 acres of land, Tammanna had 1000 acres of land. Again Basavaya could not tolerate because Tammanna had 2 more 100 acres of land more than him, so that Basavaya sent a words to Tammanna asking that whether he could sell 200 acres of land to him. So Tammanna replied, rather than selling 200 acres, he was preparing to buy all the land which belonged to Basavaya. Basavaya could not tolerate that, so that forcibly he acquired, encroached 200 acres of lands of Tammanna. So then what happened? And a fence was built around that land. Tammanna could not tolerate this invasion. Invasion means encroaching or forcibly acquiring. So then when Basavaya acquired 200 then Tammana could not tolerate that. What happened? Now you see, now the quarrel between these two had sucked in all their supporters. This was the most discussed. What happened? All the supporters of Basavaya as well as Tammana, both of them were discussing about this matter. The quarrel between these two had sucked in all their supporters. They were discussing about this. Tammana was advised by his supporters about the various means available for getting back his land. So then when Tammana lost 200 acres of land, which was forcibly acquired by Tammana, now the followers of Tammana started advising Tammana that how to get that 200 acres of land back. So they were advising him, suggesting him that there are many means of getting, or there were many means of available for getting back his land. They started advising him, suggesting him. Then there was the court of law. They suggested that when Tammana's 200 acres of land was forcibly acquired and a fence was built around that land by Tammana, then by Basavaya, then what happened? Tammana's followers started giving advices, giving suggestions. Then they said that there was the court of law. There was a court of law. One could also take recourse to the police. We can take help from the police also. So there is a law. So we can go to court, or else we can take the help from the police to take that land back. If you did not want that, there were many number of persons ready to attack Basavaya. So that if you want, you can go to court. If you do not, then we can take help from the police. Or else there are many persons who could attack on Basavaya. They are ready to attack on Basavaya. These are the means available for getting that land back. So these were the advices given by the followers of Tammana. They started giving advice to Tammana. Such a war had become virtually inevitable. So, virtually it has become inevitable, virtually. Now, that entire what happened now, that is inevitable now. Either they have to go to the court, law, or police, or there were many people who could attack on Basavaya. Then what happened? Such a war had become virtually inevitable. That was inevitable. There is no question of leaving. There is no question of escaping. So that they may arrange. They may take help from any of these available. So available means here. But Tammana was in search of a method that could annihilate Basavaya completely. Annihilate means destroy, ruin. So what happened when he was advised by the followers? Tammana was advised. So he got so many suggestions, advices from his supporters, his followers. But Tammana did not listen them. Rather, he was trying. He was searching such a method to punish Basavaya that Basavaya should completely annihilate. He wanted to annihilate Basavaya completely. He wanted to destroy Basavaya or ruin him completely. So that such method he was searching. What was that method? You see, Tammana was in search of a method that could annihilate Basavaya completely. He hit upon the idea of composing all his experiences in the form of ballads and singing them. So, as I had discussed in the first class, so rather than taking help from law, court, police officers and other people, rather Tammana started composing ballads. Composing ballads. Ballads means a kind of poems or songs which narrates a story about a person or about something that that is ballad. So that he started composing, writing ballads and singing them. This is a strange way of punishing someone. destroying someone, that how he hit upon the idea of composing all his experiences. As I told you, Tamanna was the most experienced person, so that he started composing, ballads and singing them. Now the rivalry between Tamanna and Basavaya started moving away from things that were visible towards an invisible abstract domain. So at the end, what happened? Tamanna, so that he started composing ballads and singing them, and before this, what happened? The rivalry between Tamanna and Basavaya it was visible. Anyone could easily notice it. It was happening before all the people. That was, it was visibly, everyone could see that was visible. Now the way of punishing Basavaya, the way of punishing, Tamanna was punishing in such a way that could not be seen. That the earlier rivalry was visible, now it has turned into invisible. In an abstract domain, no one could notice that. So that, what was that punishment? What was the way of punishing Basavaya? That is nothing but composing ballads and singing them. Now the rivalry between Tamanna and Basavaya started moving away from things that were visible towards an invisible and abstract domain. Abstract means the things which we cannot see. So, or the things which we could not see, that is an abstract domain. Then what happened? Now Tamanna found such a way of punishing Basavaya that no one could see it. So it was earlier their rivalry could be seen. Everyone could notice that. Now the visible rivalry has turned into invisible. That is completely, it is like an abstract domain. Tamanna found, now what was that way? That composing ballads and singing them, that is showing before the people the means and cruelty of Basavaya. Then Basavaya had no answer to this. When Tamanna, before what happened? If Tamanna could bought 4 more acres adjacent to his field, and whereas Basavaya used to follow the same. If Tamanna had 10 followers, Basavaya used to follow the same. So if Tamanna started earning more and more, Basavaya also followed the suit. When Tamanna started composing ballads, what Basavaya could do? He has no answer for this. He was not as experienced as Tamanna. So he did not know how to compose ballads. He had no answers for this. Basavaya had no answer to this. When Tamanna started, Basavaya was not understanding for what sake Tamanna did this, why he started composing ballads. Tamanna had no answer to this. He also tried to sing but could not. See, that is completely, he was not experienced. He was not at all a poet, writer. How could he compose? It's not so easy task to become poet or a writer, whereas Tamanna could do, because he is an experienced one. He knows how to compose ballads and sing them. But Basavaya in this matter, he was ignorant. He doesn't know anything about composing ballads, and he too tried. He also tried to sing but could not. He was not successful in composing ballads and singing them, whereas Tamanna was completely successful in composing ballads and singing them before the people. He performed his agricultural tasks more diligently. So what happened here? More diligently. Whereas Tamanna started composing ballads and singing, Basavaya tried for a while, he tried but he could not succeed, and he was not able to do that. Then what happened? Basavaya started concentrating, and he was doing agricultural tasks diligently, consciously, more, consciously he started doing his agricultural tasks more diligently. This too was no answer to Tamanna. So then, whereas Tamanna found another way, that composing ballads no answer to Tammanna, Tammanna's reputation started spreading all around. As I have said, that Tammanna has become one of the popular poets. His reputation, his name and fame started spreading all around. Tammanna's reputation started spreading all around. His songs started making a mention of Basavaya's cruelty and meanness. That's what I told you. The intention of Tammanna's composing ballads is to destroy, annihilate Basavaya completely. So that through those ballads, what happened, he started showing in front of the people the meanness and cruelty of Basavaya and his personality. So that he could directly reach the people, or he could tell before the people by composing songs, by composing ballads and singing them, that what was the intention behind that. He wanted to destroy completely Basavaya. He wanted to annihilate Basavaya completely. His songs started making a mention of Basavaya's cruelty and his meanness. Scholars of folklore were after him. So here folklore were people, traditional singers, traditional singers were also started following Tammanna. Scholars of folklore were after him. Critics started analyzing and translating his songs and thus earned their share of fame. Here, not only Tammanna became popular, not only the Tammanna's reputation spreaded around, at the same time folklore and the people, critics who started analyzing, translating the songs of Tammanna, they too got their share. They also became as popular as Tammanna. Critics started analyzing and translating his songs and thus earned their share of fame. They too become well known. They too got their name and fame there. Basavaya helplessly watched all this, consumed by anger. Obviously, what happened when Basavaya could not do what Tammanna was doing? Then what happened? He was watching all this helplessly, consumed by anger. He was mad with rage. He was mad with anger. So then what happened? Tammanna's reputation started disturbing Basavaya. Basavaya was watching all this, and he was helpless, but he consumed by anger. Basavaya helplessly watched all this, consumed by anger. He got angry. Then he encroached more and more into Tammanna's land. So whereas Tammanna was not at all showing any interest to look after his field, the land which remained only 800 acres. But then what happened? When Tammanna was busy with composing ballads and singing, exposing the meanness and cruelty of Basavaya before the people, whereas Basavaya was busy with encroaching all the land which belonged to Tammanna. So day by day what happened? He started encroaching more and more into Tammanna's land. Tammanna did not notice any of these activities. Why? So Tammanna was not at all having any awareness. He was not at all showing any interest to look after that. Whereas Basavaya started day by day encroaching more and more the land of Tammanna, but Tammanna did not notice any of such activities. He did not notice. Art had become the raison d'etre of his life. So here, raison d'etre. Raison d'etre means here it's a reason, an important reason or cause to live. What was the reason or cause for the life of Tammanna? He started giving importance to art, composing songs, composing ballads and singing them. there were many critics who came and they started analyzing and translating the poems of Tammanna. Tammanna, what happened? Art had become the reason desire of his life. Whose life? Tammanna's life. That art, only art, composing songs, ballads, singing them, translating them, analyzing them, exposing the cruelty of cruelty and meanness of Basavaya has become the cause or reason for the life of Tammanna. He was felicitated as the best poet of his times. So day by day what happened? The name and fame, the reputation of Tammanna spread all around. So Tammanna considered one of the best poet of that time, best poet. So that he was felicitated, he was honored. So you could notice that earlier how Tammanna was, now how he completely his lifestyle has been changed. Before he was also mean, he was also showing his interest of encroaching, buying more and more land, becoming more and more rich. Then what happened? Then he got a method of punishing Basavaya, that is composing song, ballads and singing. Completely his paradigm, his perception, his vision has been changed about the life. Earlier, buying land, becoming rich itself is the cause and reason for his survival, his life. Later, art was the reason. Art was the reason for his life, cause for his life. Then he was felicitated as the best poet of his times. Tammanna was very well known, reputed. He got reputation, and he was felicitated because he was considered one of the best poet of that time. Basavaya shrunk in humiliation. So what happened here? Basavaya started feeling so ashamed, shrunk with humiliation. Humiliation means here the person who feels very shame, shrunk with humiliation. Whereas Tammanna in front of Basavaya, Tammanna was considered one of the best poet and he was felicitated. Basavaya could not tolerate this and he shrunk in humiliation. He was feeling so much ashamed before Tammanna. Even though you could notice that Basavaya almost all the land he encroached. Tammanna's all the land he encroached. Now he became one of the richest person, but in front of Tammanna's ballads, his popularity, Basavaya was no more. Basavaya shrunk in humiliation. Nevertheless, he started filling his life with all kinds of material wealth. All kinds of material, important material, outer wealth, things. Nevertheless, he started filling his life with all kinds of materials. He got a palatial mansion. He built one of the beautiful house, palatial mansion. For himself, he appointed a number of persons just to praise him. This is what happens when Basavaya was feeling ashamed before Tammanna, who was very well known, was felicitated, and Basavaya was finding another way, another method. What was that? Now he started filling his life with all the material, important, precious materials like. Then he built one of the biggest house, like palatial mansion he built for himself, and he appointed many admirers just to praise him. Where all the admirers were not actually, truly, they were praising him because they were paid for that. Just to praise the personality of Basavaya, he appointed some people, some persons to just praise his personality, praise him. He appointed a number of persons just to praise him. He bedecked himself with gold, diamonds and other precious stones. So bedecked means Basavaya bedecked, decorated. So now around Baswaya you could see only the material wealths, like no, he started, no, he better, he decorated himself with gold, diamonds and other precious stones. He started filling his palatial mansion which he built for himself. That house was completely covered with, decorated with diamond, gold and precious stones. Whereas on the other hand, on the other side, what happened? Tamanna's life filled with complete art. He bedecked himself with gold, diamonds and other precious stones, but this house looked dull and empty because Tamanna's books were not there. See, when people started visiting the palatial mansion of the Baswaya, even though the house was completely filled with many precious material wealth like gold, diamond, precious stones, and he was one of the richest person, and he built one of the biggest palatial mansion, but yet the house looked dull and empty because there were the house did not have the books of Tamanna. The songs of Tamanna, the house was not having the books of Tamanna, but his house looked dull and empty because Tamanna's books were not there. Even though his house covered, decorated, bedded with all the important precious gold, diamonds and precious stones and everything, yet that house was not meaningful, yet that house was not, it was not attracted. That house was not at all looking so meaningful because it looked dull and empty because the house did not have the books of Tamanna. That's what the visitors told him. When visitors came, his own followers told him that, yet even though your house was decorated with all the material wealth, but yet that house looked dull and empty because his house was not having the books of Tamanna. That's what the visitors told him. Therefore, he started inviting scholars, poets and musicians to his place. This was his way of investing his home with meaning. So what happened? So he wanted to show before Tamanna that he was not less in any way, so that he started inviting scholars, poets, musicians to his house. So as he was said that, as the visitors told him directly that your house still it was looking dull and empty because your house was not containing, it was not having the books of Tamanna. Then he started inviting poets, scholars, musicians to his house, to his place, just to turn that dull and empty palatial mansion into a meaningful house. So this was his way of investing his home with meaning. So he started investing his home with by inviting scholars and poets and musicians. Now he wanted to turn that dull and empty house into a meaningful house. One day he came to know that Tamanna was ill. Now next what happened? So as Baswaya already considered Tamanna was his rival, so that he was fighting to punish Tamanna. So one day what happened? Unfortunately, Tamanna was suffering from disease. One day he came to know that Tamanna was ill. Baswaya came to know that Tamanna was ill. He was bedridden. He was suffering from disease. At that point, Baswaya found the means of surpassing Tamanna. So surpassing. So here, Baswaya was finding, he took this. When Tamanna was suffering, when Tamanna was ill, and at that point Baswaya found the means of surpassing Tamanna. Then he started showing he is great. Baswaya was greater than Tamanna, and he started, he found the means of surpassing. He found the reason. He found that when Tamanna was Tamanna, how? Health is wealth. You may sing, you may write ballads, but if Tamanna started suffering from disease, surely his own spirit would be revived. What happened? Revived, make strong. Make strong. So here, when Tamanna was suffering from disease, as we all know that health is wealth. Apart from our knowledge, our intelligence, our experience, whatever we have, but health is wealth. If health is lost, nothing, you cannot do anything now. Then health is wealth, you may sing, you may write ballads. If a person is healthy, then he can do anything. But the person is suffering if his health is not, if he is ill health, if he is bedridden, if he is suffering from any disease, what happens? All the activities will stop. He cannot neither sing nor write. So that's what happened with Tamanna also. Health is wealth, you may sing, you may write ballads, but Tamanna started suffering from diseases. Then what happened? Day by day the health of Tamanna, become worse. Tamanna completely bedridden, surely his own spirit would be revived. Whose spirit would be revived now? The spirit of Basavaya became strong now. The revived. Basavaya started feeling or considering himself that now he can surpass Basavaya. He can keep Basavaya back now. He can keep him behind so that he can become great then. But Tamanna started suffering from disease, surely his own spirit would be revived. Tamanna's disease was Basavaya's health. See, look at here, Basavaya started considering that Tamanna's disease was his health. Disease was health. Whose disease was whose health? Tamanna's disease was Basavaya's health. Now, Tamanna's disease was Basavaya's health. He started taking that as, he becomes, now he started becoming more and more strong and greater because Tamanna was suffering from disease. Tamanna's disease, Basavaya's health now. So he started taking benefit from the disease of Tamanna. So Tamanna was bedridden, he was ill, so that Tamanna's disease was Basavaya's health. If where his rivalry, his competitor was ill and he did not do anything, automatically he started becoming strong and great because his rivalry is no more capable of showing his greatness. He was not at all able to fight with him, so that fight with his enemy, his rival Basavaya. Now automatically what happened? Tamanna's disease has become Basavaya's health. However, by this time Tamanna had thought of yet another method of punishing Basavaya. The first method when Tamanna found was that composing ballads and singing, exposing the cruelty and meanness of Basavaya before the people, so that he considered one of the reputed and one of the popular poet of that time, and he was felicitated because he was considered one of the best poet of that time. After that what happened? Tamanna started suffering from diseases, and Tamanna's disease was Basavaya's health. And meanwhile what happened? Tamanna started another method of punishing Basavaya. What was the method, you see? However, by this time Tamanna had thought of yet another method of punishing Basavaya, that was death. So that what happened? Tamanna wanted to die. The death of Tamanna. Death means not leaving the body. Death means that he wanted to leave that place. He wanted to disappear from that place. That was death. If he continued at the level of the body, Basavaya would go on suffering a stiff competition, a rigid inflexible competition, a stiff competition to Tamanna. So what Tamanna decided, what he found another way, that is that his death. Tamanna thought that if my songs, ballads, my popularity, the reputation, if all those things separates from me, then if I will be not there, to whom Basavaya can defeat, with whom Basavaya can compete, in front of whom Basavaya can show his superiority. So that Tamanna wanted to die. So that's what the method he found. If he continued at the level of body, if he is healthy, if he is there present, if he was there physically present, then he can compete with him, then he can show his superiority on him. If the person is absent, if person is no more there, then with whom he can show his superiority. Surely his own, then Basavaya would go on offering a stiff competition, but if his song was separated from his body, if there was no relation between the songs and his own flesh and blood, this is how the thoughts went. So what happened? Tamanna wanted to separate himself from his popularity, his reputation, and the songs which he composed, from all his popularity, from his songs and the ballads, and he wanted to separate, so that physically he did not want to be there, so that he wanted to die. Die means leaving that place. So that's how the thoughts went on. That's when I realized how strange human nature can be. The old man began his explanation to the owner's wife. Then what happened? The old man thought that how human beings are very strange by their nature. Human beings are very strange. Apart from, see, that's what next he continues here. That's when I realized how strange human nature can be. You can understand the nature of anything, but not the nature of human beings. They are very strange by their nature. The old man began his explanation to owner's wife. He continued. Again he started explaining to the wife of owner here. Then what he says, man needs wealth, education, art and many more things, and yet he lives for some kind of unbearable vengefulness. Unbearable vengefulness. So here, man needs what usually human beings needs to survive, live their life, that they need wealth, education, art and many more things. These are all the possessions, these are all the human beings usually want this, that wealth, education, art, many more things. Human beings are very strange by their nature, because it tells the reason man needs wealth, education, art and many more things, and yet he lives for some kind of unbearable vengefulness. Unbearable vengefulness which is showing harm. Desire to harm someone. Desire to harm someone. So that's what vengefulness. Apart from his wealth, education, art and many more things, man wants a kind of unbearable vengefulness. Desire to harm someone, to show his superiority on someone. That's what. Without it, there would be no reason for his existence. Man wants one or the other vengefulness, one or the other rivalry, to show his superiority, his greatness. And he says that without it there would be no reason for his existence. Man lives his life for the sake of harm someone. Even though he has wealth, health, education, art and many more things, but apart from those, he wants a kind of unbearable vengefulness to show on someone, a desire to harm someone, or else there would be no reason for his existence. And if the person is strong, if there is no other person before whom he should show his strong, his superiority, his greatness, then there is no reason for his existence. There is no reason for his survival. This is not a real story. Again, the old man tells to the wife of the owner, this is not a real story, only what I have heard somewhere. And he tells that, I have heard this story from somewhere. You may know, I subscribe to a daily. So as in the beginning of the story, when we were understanding the personality of the old man, we came to know that always there stuck a newspaper under his arm. He was subscribing a daily. Daily he used to read the newspaper. You may know that I subscribe to a daily. To you I am just an old man. Who is telling? The old man telling this, not before the wife of the owner. To you I am just an old man. Even I may just appear to you like an old man, like a common man. After a particular age, man loses his name, his age becomes important and his name vanishes into thin air. This one must understand. What is permanent? So when man becomes day by day old, and when he grows old, what happens? His name and fame vanishes into thin air. But ultimately his age will be the matter. So the person who is sitting before the wife of the owner is none other than the same person, Tamanna. Is even maybe I am appearing like an old man, a common man. What happens after certain age, when days pass, what happens? After a particular age, man loses his name. Man loses his name and fame, and his age becomes important, and his name vanishes into thin air. Nobody will bother about the name and fame of the person, and ultimately his age matters. Now the man who is sitting before the wife of the owner is none other than Tamanna. Now I am an old man in this garden. The man, he looked like just old man. He was a laborer. Your servant, he says that I am your servant, I am working in your garden. Your servant, I am also the person who reads the newspaper and looks after the garden properly. And he is telling the wife of the owner that I read the newspaper, I am a servant in your garden, and at the same time I look after the garden properly. As I have said you that he was one of the honest and hard worker. I conceived the story of Tamanna and Basavaya when all of a sudden Russia told America. So when Russia told America. In first class I told that America told Russia. No, Russia told America that when all of a sudden I conceived the story of Tamanna and Basavaya. And here the old man compares that Tamanna and Basavaya with Russia and America. It takes the example of Russia and America who were sworn enemies. I conceived the story of Tamanna and Basavaya when all of a sudden Russia told America. So in my first class, when I was narrating this outline summary of the story, I told that America told Russia. That Russia told America. Russia told America, I am not your enemy. Russia all of a sudden tells to America that I am not your enemy. I shall not wage a war against you. What must have been the reaction of America, the sworn enemy of Russia? See, all of a sudden, earlier before Russia and America, both of these countries were sworn enemies. They had hatredness, jealous eneminess on each other, and all of a sudden what happened? Russia told America that from now onwards, right now, I am considering that I am no more enemy to you. Russia told that I do not want to wage war against you. Then what will In front of Russia, Russia it itself considered that no more enemy. It doesn't want to continue its eneminess with America. What must have been the reaction of America, this one enemy of Russia? To this declaration, probably he will not understand the agony and boredom of America once it knew Russia was no more an enemy. So then what happens? You cannot understand the agony. Agony means here an extreme physical or mental pain. Now, agony means physical or mental pain. Physical or mental pain. So here you cannot, you may not imagine or you cannot understand the agony and boredom. It feels bored. America feels agony as well as boredom because it's not having any enemy to show its power, its superiority, its greatness. So that's what a nation, then he says that probably he will not understand the agony and boredom of America once it knew Russia was no more an enemy. Till then, from so many years, Russia and America, both of them were sworn enemies. There was a competition, there was a rivalry between these two nations, but all of a sudden one country, one nation declares that it doesn't want to consider another nation as its enemy. Then what will be the reaction of the country which is so powerful? That's what exactly happened between Basavaya and Tammanna here. Tammanna and Basavaya, both of them are considering themselves rivalries, enemies, sworn enemies, and all of a sudden Tammanna disappeared, died, he left that place before whom Basavaya should show his superiority, his power. The same thing happened between Russia and America. A nation is capable of withstanding strains like this. So here a nation can stand. A nation is capable of withstanding strains like this, but a human being cannot. A nation can manage. So it can stand. It can withstand strains like this, but human beings cannot. Human beings lead their life to not to harm someone. So no, man need a kind of unbearable vengefulness to show his. He had desire to harm someone, but if there is no person to whom he can harm, then how can he withstand? How can he stand with that? How can he manage that? But a human being cannot. I suffered a similar fate. I means here the old man. I means nothing but here Tammanna. Here I means Tammanna only. The old man only, Tammanna. As I said you, I suffered a similar fate. I thought my death alone would destroy Basavaya. Now in this sentence what happened? Now Tammanna told in front of the wife of the owner that the old man was, the Tammanna was none other than he himself. Now once upon a time he was the owner of 1,000 acres of land, one of the richest person in that area. Now later what happened? He left everything and he left his, he was far away from his name and fame, and he was felicitated as one of the best poet of that time, and he forgot everything and he was simply working like a common man, a labor. It's not so easy. What is one of the most difficult task, difficult job? So all the name and fame and wealth which we acquired, which we owned once upon a time, forgetting everything. So that is not so easy, whereas Tammanna did that. I suffered a similar fate. I thought my death alone could destroy Basavaya. I gave up everything and started off. And now he gave up everything. He forgot his name and fame, his popularity, his reputation. And now he walked so many miles. And later he reached here Chennaraipattana. I gave up everything and started off. A few days later, I left. Basavaya passed away. He had no more reason to live. This is what, dear students, what happens here? Basavaya found no reason for his survival. He found no cause for his existence, so that he passed away. When Tammanna was there as his rivalry, now he shown all his superiority. When all of a sudden Tammanna declared that he was no more enemy, he was no more his rivalry, and when he left that place, then Basavaya found no reason for his existence. Then he passed away. He had no more reason to live. My name is Tammanna. After his death, I forgot all my songs and ballads. I who was once famous became non-entity. Thus I avenged myself. I punished. Avenged means here. I avenged means I punished. Punishing someone. So he says that, Tammanna says that, my name is, the old man now tells to the wife of the owner that, my name is Tammanna. After his death, after whose death? After Basavaya's death, I forgot all my songs and ballads. Now I am a common man. I am not at all a poet. I am not at all the owner of 1,000 acres of land. I am a common man, and I who once famous became non-entity. Now I don't have any name and fame. I am no more popular. I am not having any title also, non-entity. Thus I avenged myself. That is how I punished myself by becoming a common man. Your husband is flourishing today as a rich man. You know, flourishing means growing well, flourish. No, grow well. Now, the same situation, the husband, the owner of the garden was also like, once upon a time Tammanna was like that, Basavaya was like that. Your husband is flourishing today as a rich man. He is not amenable to any advice. Amenable means willing to agree. Amenable means willing to agree or listen somebody's advice. Willing to agree. Now the owner of the garden was not in the situation to listen anybody's advice. Man is so complicated that till the day of his death, he goes on living for some revenge or the other, confronting one challenge or the other. So human beings are very strange by their nature. Now man is so complicated, one could not understand him. He wants he lives his life, he goes on living for some revenge, some vengefulness, or the other, confronting one challenge or the other. He wants one or the other challenge, he wants one or the other revenge, he wants one or the other enemy to show his superiority. Man is so complicated. Now your husband is also same. He's telling the wife of the owner that your husband is also now is having the same situation. Once upon a time I had. Now the owner of the garden, your husband says, the wife of owner, he says that your husband is not willing to listen anybody's advice. That man is so complicated. He needs one or the other revenge. He shows one or the other revenge or confronting one or the other challenge. So that confronting one challenge or the other. Now that's what. Now he completely explained or he narrated the story of Tammanna and Basavaya before the wife of the owner, whereas Tammanna was none other than he himself, the old man. Amma, don't think otherwise, just assume I did not tell you any of this, or think all this happened in a dream. The laborers have started going home. That young child of Lokia paints well, he is bedridden with fever. I shall pay him a visit. Now at the end of the story, at the end of the conversation, what happened? The old man wanted to leave that place by saying that, and he told her that, Amma, don't think otherwise, just assume I did not tell you any of this. Don't keep in your mind this, or else you just forget it, or else I have not at all told you. Think like that, or else, or think this happened in a dream. How you or think that you have got this in your dream and forget about this. The laborers have started going home. As says that the laborers have started going home. The young child of Lokia. So the son of Lokia, he paints very well. He was a painter. The son of Lokia was a painter. He paints very well. He is bedridden with fever. He was suffering from fever. He was bedridden. I shall pay him a visit. I shall pay him a visit. Look at the old man's concern here. He was not only honest, a faithful man, a faithful labor to the owners of the garden. At the same time, he was having concern and care for other laborers also. Lokia, he's thinking about Lokia's son who paints well, who was bedridden. So here, the old man was one of the most experienced man. He had wisdom, knowledge, experience, so that he was looking after everyone carefully and is showing his concern. So that he tried to convince her, console the wife of the owner by narrating the story of the Tamman and Basvaya, and at the same time he is having concern and care towards laborer's son, Lokia's son who was bedridden. So what this shows is Tammanna was a perfect man. He had understood the agony, boredom, the vengefulness, revenge, the harming nature of human beings, how human beings are very strange by their nature. Human beings need a kind of unbearable vengefulness or revenge to show on someone. So at the end, end of the story, forgive me, unable to elaborate, I have told you whatever I felt as it is. I had seen all this in a dream. P. Lankesh says at the end of the story that forgive me, excuse me, because I could not elaborate this story. I have just kept it before you as I have got it in my dream. I have seen in my dream, so that I am just keeping before you. I have seen this in my dream and I just kept it before you. So through this story, P. Lankesh tries to open our eyes that one has to understand how human beings are very strange by their nature. So it is very difficult to forget all our name and fame and wealth and live life like a common man. It's not so easy, and we should take Tammanna as an example here. We should get inspired by him rather than Basvaya. Through this story, P. Lankesh tries to open, or he tries to, tries to understand, or he makes us to understand how human beings are very strange by their nature. The gardener story ends here. In this story, in an annual exam, 5 marks will be asked. 1 marks question will be 1 and 4 marks question will be 1, or else 4 marks question will be 1. So probably 5 marks, if not 4 marks will come in the annual exam. This is the story ended here today, over today by Lankesh, the gardener. I will see you in next class. We will discuss the heaven if you are not here on earth.